Hello everyone, Sarvebhya Namo Namaha. Sanskrit is not just a language but part of our heritage. Sanskrit is the builder of the mind, personality of the people, and creator of liberal thoughts. It does not differentiate among the people based on its caste or gender. Every faith takes us to one goal: harmony, peace, and brotherhood. Sanskrit teaches us these noble understandings and thought process. Depriving ourselves from the knowledge of Sanskrit would mean losing the ability to understand the scriptural traditions of India. It goes hand in hand with the wisdom in the ancient history of India. These are not ordinary scriptures. They comprise the knowledge of how to transform our experience of who we are and how the evolution of our society and culture were made. Preserving the scriptures is equivalent to preserving the knowledge of humanity. Western scholars are very interested in Indological studies and Sanskrit. There are more Sanskrit departments in the United States, Europe, and Japan than in India. It is important to bring awareness about preservation of Sanskrit in India too. Sanskrit language learning has been crippled so far mostly by the limitation of teaching. It is one of the most structured languages in the world and resembles mathematics in many forms. Its grammatical rules and sentence structures are more like understanding mathematical equations and not to be memorized.
Therefore, the correct teaching method of Sanskrit for students will mostly differ from the teaching procedure. So, if you are learning Sanskrit in your institution and not very comfortable with it, it was probably because of the limitation of teaching procedure rather than the language itself. Sanskrit, when learned in the right way, ceases to be just a language but becomes a way of life, giving rise to several adventurous consequences for the students. We, the initiator of the new channel Sanskritam, is dedicated to take small initiatives to bring the scientific process oriented teaching for students so that they can enjoy the learning of Sanskrit. More importantly, they will be able to understand the mightiness of scriptural traditions that had been adopted by our ancestors during the Golden Era. You can see many informative channels based on science, arts, creativity, or architecture, but the initiatives Sanskritam has taken with its pure dedication is very rare on social platform. Our goal is to present the contents in such a way so that the students can experience and understand the reflection of the ancient Indological cultural studies in the simplified manner and able to concentrate with the similar interest and love the youth give to other subjects. Please go through our contents and leave your valuable comments inside your comment box. Thank you. Our first lesson based on Mahakavi Kalidasa's Avijnana Shakuntalam. Kalidasa, the brightest luminary in the firmament of Sanskrit literature. Kalidasa's plays impress us by their admirable combination of dramatic and poetic qualities. But it is in pure poetry that he surpasses even his dramatic works. He makes a skillful use of natural phenomenon in sympathy with the prevailing tone of a scene. He gives by his easy and unaffected manner the impression of grace which comes from strength revealed without unnecessary display or expenditure of energy. He never tears a passion to tatters, nor does he overstate the modesty of nature in producing a pathetic effect. His gentle pathos and humor, his romantic imagination, and his fine pathetic feelings are more marked characteristics of his dramas than mere ingenuity of plot, liveliness of incident, and minute portraiture of men and manners. He is a master of sentiment, but not a sentimentalist who sacrifices the realities of life and character. He is romantic, but his romance is not divorced from common nature and common sense. He writes real dramas and not a series of elegant poetical passages. The poetic fancy and love of style do not strangle the truth and vividness of his presentation. The marvelous result is made possible because Kalidasa's works reveal a rare balance of mind which harmonizes the artistic sense with the poetics and results in the practice of singular moderation. Even Kalidasa's love of similitude, for which he has been so highly praised, never makes him employ it as a mere verbal trick, but it is made a natural concomitant of the emotional content for suggestion more than what he expressed. अभिज्ञान शकुन्तलम् अथ तत्र भवान् कवि कालिदासः ग्रन्थारम्भे प्रारीप्सितपरिसमाप्तये आशीर्नमस्क्रिया वस्तुनिर्देशो वापि तन्मुखम् इत्याद्यालङ्कारिकवचनप्रामाण्यात् अभिमतदेवमूर्तिं विशेषान् कीर्तयन् आशीर्वचनरूपाम् ईशस्तुतिं विदधाति। या सृष्टिः स्रष्टुराद्या वहति विधिहूतं या हविर्या च होत्री ये द्वे कालं विधत्तः श्रुतिविषयगुणा या स्थितव्याप्य या माहुः सर्वभूतप्रकृतिरिति यया प्राणिनः प्राणवन्तः प्रत्यक्षाभिः प्रपन्यस्तनुभिरवतु वस्ताभिरष्टाभिरीशः. The form that existed immediately before the Creator means water. The form that conveys to the gods, duly offered clarified butter, which is fire. The form that is sacrificer, the two forms that define time, their sun and moon. The form that has sound for its property and pervades the universe, ether. The form which is called the source of all created things, the earth. The form by which all that is living possesses strength, the air. Let Shiva, known by these 8 sensible forms, preserve you all. After the recitation of benediction, Nandyante, Sutradharaha. Arye yadi nepathya vidhanam avasitam itastavadagamyatam. Sutradharaha arye abhirupabhuishta parishadiyam. Adya khalu kalidasagratitavastuna abhigyana shakuntala-namadhena navena natakeno pasyastabhyamasmabhihi tat pratipatramadhiyatang yatanaha. The auditorium is mostly of learned persons, so we shall have to entertain them today with a new play, Abhigyana Shakuntalam, the plot of which has been composed by Kalidasa, so special care should be taken regarding all dramatized personae. Sutradharaha arye kathayamite bhutartham aparitoshaad vidushang nasadhu manne prayoga vijnanam balabadapi shikshitanam atmanya pratyayang chetaha. Good lady, I shall tell you the exact truth. I deem no skill in acting perfect, till the learned are satisfied. The mind of those that are versely instructed has no confidence in itself.